My name is George Edmondson. I own a company in Tuscaloosa, Alabama called Seed Creative.
I'm Nick Golden. I work at Seed Creative Video Production. I'm a producer, but I also do like a ton of stuff here at Seed Creative.
The challenges that I was facing regarding storage before working with creative.space was pretty immense. For over a decade, what I was doing was just constantly updating and upgrading SSDs, hard drives, and it started to become a serious issue. We were doing what most people do, buying a hard drive, filling it up, getting another hard drive, filling it up, getting another one, passing it around, and we're editing, and then it's full, and we have to keep the storage, so we go buy more, and then we go buy more, and go buy more, and then eventually you have dozens of terabytes of hard drives and project files and storage. You don't know where half of it is. Maybe you dumped half of a project on one and their other half is floating around in the studio. It was extremely challenging, especially when we started shooting on RED cameras, because obviously the files became a lot bigger after that point. Now, you close a project and boom, they can open it up in the back of our studio within a matter of seconds. It is incredibly efficient.
Secondly, the speed of editing, I think, is huge. And that's because a lot of servers that you can buy that are like pre-built, or even ones that you build, have nowhere near the speed that 5, 6, 7, 8 editors could be using at the same time, and creative.space does for us. Pretty much everybody has their own Final Cut library open. And at any given time, we have 5 or 6 editors in studio. Not to mention, we have some remote people that remote into it. And it just works seamlessly. It takes a second to flip projects, and before that would have taken minutes. Not to mention we can edit faster. Like flipping hard drives back and forth, getting it all linked up, that's going to be like 30, 40 minutes of our time probably.
I mean, since we got it, every project, there's a noticeable difference.
My favorite part about using creative.space is that you don't have to be a server expert to use it.
Yeah. I know nothing about servers. I know very little about computers, and I'm able to use this daily. So that's telling you something.
Most of the time, if you're doing some sort of server, you're buying a pre-built one or you're building one yourself, and it's almost like guesswork. When it comes to this, you do not have to be a technical expert. If you know how to use a computer, they're going to teach you what you need to know at a very basic level that anybody can understand.
We feel fully confident that we can send an email, pick up the phone, and just make a phone call, and someone's going to answer, and they're going to have an answer. And that's really the key. Not only are they going to answer us when we call them, but they're actually going to be able to provide the support. They're going to know, oh yes, I've seen this before. Let me fix that for you. Or even if they don't, this is a new one, because we were pretty early adopters. This is a new one. Let us figure it out. And within an hour, they're like, hey, we know what that was, and we get it resolved. No issues. Good to go. So the relationship has been a really strong one, and one that we value tremendously.
Their team is super helpful, and they even come to the studio sometimes. They can do it remotely. They have people in all different time zones to work whenever we need help. They're there to help us.
I also like the fact that the support team, even if we don't need support, they'll reach out to us every now and then and just say, hey, how are things going? They genuinely care about the product that they're giving us, and they want to make sure that we're having a good time with it. So even though maybe we haven't complained about anything, they're like, do you have any complaints? Let us know so that we can address those. I mean, obviously, we usually never do, but they're always checking in on us, and I really appreciate that. I was very hesitant at first because of the, I thought it was going to cost a lot of money, just to be completely honest. I thought it was going to be a crazy number. They're going to have all these crazy installation fees, and that was just not the case. It was actually affordable, and it was something that could get us up and running. And that to me was super important. I didn't have to make this crazy heavy investment in capital right up front to get going, and that was great. And now it has proven itself. It's starting to pay off for itself because we are so efficient and so optimized.
Not to mention, we don't have an IT department here. I mean, I feel like a lot of small to medium video production companies don't, so we just do our own maintenance and everything. So having that is invaluable. You can't put a number on the service that they provide.
As we grow, they grow alongside us, and then we're not putting in this crazy investment of capital out the gate or, looking at milestones, benchmarks. No, it's a gradual slope. As we grow, they grow right beside us, and that is awesome. Some advice I would give to some other companies if they're considering using Creative Space is just call them, just ask. Ask them questions. The good thing is, like I said earlier, they will answer them. It has been very worthwhile for us. We have thoroughly enjoyed our experience, and that's why you see us on this video. We're doing this because we love Creative Space, we love Digital Glue, and we love the system that they've provided to us.
And you'll love it too.
We think.
Probably.
Hopefully.
You should.
Roll Tide.